Okay, so these are the babies. I have 2 bins, so they're not all together. You can tell that there's going to be different types. Candy, this one right here is really light, but he has black eyes, so it might be a leucistic. A lot of them are darker. If you see little dots in their tank, that's because I gave them brine shrimp. I'm not sure if they're ready to eat it yet, but it's there in case they do. They just had a change this morning, so that's one. There's the other tank, well, container of them. That one right there is really dark, so maybe he'll be a male. There's 2 there together, so it makes it look funny. These guys are all bunched together. He said I did a water change today, so they're kind of like, eh. Look at the bright gills on that one, huh? Can't even tell, but look, aren't they all so cute? Look at this one right there. You can just see the cuteness of it, what they're gonna look like when they get bigger. So cute. Now, the thing is with these, I'm not sure how much survive, how much don't. You can even see a little bit of a difference in size between the really dark one and the really light one. I do think it will either be a wild or a male. And then the other one, I see eyes, so it might be a Lucy. I don't really see any albinos. So I'm hoping that they will all survive. And no, I'm not keeping them. Let's see, I'll separate these 2 so you can see better. There's pieces, you know how much times I clean it, it just seems like there's always pieces of the egg in it. It is funny watching them because you touch one and it's like a domino. They all go right after each other. It's so funny. This one's really light. Look at that. Oh, they're cute. My phone, sorry. My phone doesn't focus well. Look how cute that is. It's one of my light ones. Let's see if I can find a super dark one. Like, if I can get it to focus. You're seeing, and if you're wondering underneath, Mama's underneath in her tank. So these are some of the dark ones. A lot of them will probably end up being wild, like the mum. There is a lot to do before you can get one of these, by the way. And here's the mama. There's Mama. There's Toothless. Hey, Mama. And that's not the dad, but that's what a male looks like, all black. That one is Mudkip. Back there is my dirty leucistic. That's Toothless's brother. That is Light Fury. And you can't really see very well, but inside there, that is Daddy. That is Stormfly. Stormfly is a golden albino. I'm hoping there's a few in there, but I won't know until they get a little bit older. So, my plan is to keep them all until they have their feet. Once they have their legs and feet, like their arms and feet or whatever you want to call them, that's when I will let them go. For the first while, they're going to be living in a tote anyway. So, like, if you don't have the 20-gallon tank right away, if you don't have you have some time to get it and to cycle it. it should be cycled though before you put them in, which is trying to get ammonia to go. But once you get it, like a lot of people freak out because you say, you know, you have to cycle it with ammonia. But to be honest, once it's cycled, it's usually pretty good as long as you have enough filtration. Like this one, I have, let's see, I don't know if I can see it. I have like a, yeah, you can't really see it well. I have, it's like a waterfall, and then you'll see back there I have a sponge. And here I have a sponge here, a sponge there, and I'll tell you something, and another sponge. So I have 3 sponges. The problem is, a lot of people think I have to clean out my filter or replace my filter, and then they don't realize that they've crashed their cycle. When you wash, don't wash every one of them out at a time. For sponge filters, when you have like a double like this, take one, just one, and rinse it in your old tank water. So if you did a water change, keep your water, wash it in that, squeeze it in that, and then put it back in. If you have low what's it called? pH, crushed coral will bring it up to where it needs to be. I like to figure out if there's a way to crush it even more to make it sand, and that would be awesome. These guys will not have rocks, ever. Never put gravel in with them. Sand is a no-no until they are at least, I want to say, I think it's 5 inches. So if you decide you want to try a sand, don't do it until they're 5 inches. They should probably be in a tote until they are at least 3 inches. Because you don't want them to have trouble getting to the top to get food if they ever have food that floats. Right now they eat brine shrimp. As you can see, this is my brine shrimp hatchery. The eggs all end up here, but so as you can see, it's just made out of a 2-liter bottle with water, and I'll have the package right next to me. I have bought some where it was like a 10-pack of packages. You get 1 salt and 1 thing of eggs, brine shrimp eggs. Takes a couple days. I have taken some out. I'm letting some more just to make sure they're finished because I did add a little bit after. If you look down there, at the bottom, you can see the brine shrimp. And up here's the eggs because the eggs will float. So you'll take this thing out. And that's another reason why I want to wait until they have legs, because by then they should be able to eat a little bit more than just brine shrimp. And then you don't have to worry about this stage. So that's what I'm doing now. This is brine shrimp. I have air filtration. So it's bubbling. Just get them moving. This will come out, let it settle. All the eggs will go to the top. The brine shrimp will fall to the bottom. Most of them will fall in the pop bottle neck. Then I will use this, take it out. The thing is it's salt water. These are not salt water. So you always have to rinse out. So I don't have a small enough net, so I buy coffee filters. Put the coffee filters in the container, a coffee filter, and then I use this, squeeze them out, put it in the coffee filter, lift it up. All the salt water will come out, but they'll stay in the coffee filter. Then you're going to rinse it out with some prime water. Always use prime. If I had it out here, I'd show you. I will take a picture of it later. But whenever you're using these guys, use prime Seachum to change the water. Always. These guys are going to need water changes every day because they are not in a cycled tank. They are in here. The same thing will happen when you get your little guy or girl, and you will not know if it's a guy or a girl until at least close to a year. Some more, some less. Mine that I just got were less. You definitely knew what they were early. So you need to have prime, and you will need to have a good food storage type container, food grade container, I guess that's what they call it. I have 2 of these from the dollar store. As they get a little bigger, I have lids. I don't have holes in them right yet, but I have lids. But I just don't put it on completely. I stop it about here just so my cats don't get them. But eventually they might want to jump once they get a little bit bigger. As they get bigger also, they're not going to be able to fit in these two little things. So they will be separated. And as they get a little bit bigger, usually you would separate them all into their own container. But as long as you keep them fed, they should be fine because they do nip when they get older. They do grow back limbs, but don't do it. These guys are fascinating in that way that they can and will regrow limbs, regrow pretty much anything, even part of their brains. But these guys are so cute. So as they get older, they will no longer do brine shrimp. They will have pellets. Let's see. I use these ones. This is what I use for my axolotls. You get them off of Amazon. People tend to do frozen bloodworms, and that is fine for a treat, but you do not feed them every day. Pellets are fine every day. And another staple is earthworms. Obviously, they're not going to be big enough for earthworms for a while. Some people say blackworms. I don't know where to get those around here. But you can do blackworms, earthworms, trout worms, red wigglers. If you don't know if you know what, you have to blanch them. But you'll have lots of time to understand that stuff. So those who want to eventually get one of these babies from me, I'm not going to charge much. I think I'm going to probably do $5 each. Last time it was like 40 bucks a piece, but that's because they got older and older and older. It does take a lot. It is a lot of work. But yes, I will charge $5 per. But like I said, I want to get you past the brine shrimp. So I will try to get them to at least have their arms and legs. I know some people want the lighter ones. Kind of wild, so just as pretty, but yeah, if there's anybody that's interested, start doing your research. Start figuring out how to, because it does take a while to do a tank. For those who want one, I do want you to have a cycle tank eventually, but like I said, they'll probably live one of these for a while anyway. 20 gallon is needed for one, 10 additional for each additional one. So one more little go around. I know this has been a long video, but honestly, worth it if anybody wants one of these. You cannot keep a male and a female together, so as soon as you know the sexes, because the male will breed the female to death. And you don't want siblings, so if you get them from me, don't have a boy and girl together because you cannot breed siblings. Which means you'll need two different 20-gallon tanks. Alright, I just thought I'd show you how they're doing, a little bit of how I am raising them, and what you need to raise them yourself. Alright, bye.